Welcome to this explainer. Look, if you're anywhere in manufacturing, retail, or logistics, you already know the deal. The modern supply chain, it can honestly feel like absolute chaos. Demand is fluctuating wildly, parts are getting delayed, and sitting on a mountain of excess inventory is just eating away at your margins. You absolutely need a powerful solution to manage all that supply. So today, we're going to take a really close look at a foundational tool that's designed to conquer this exact chaos, Material Requirements Planning, or MRP, specifically within SAP S/4HANA. We are going to break down exactly how this system makes sure you have the right materials in the right quantity at the exact right time, and, crucially, at the lowest possible cost.
Okay, let's look at our roadmap for today. We'll be covering the supply chain backbone, 3 questions MRP answers, the 5 steps of planning, a real-world scenario called building the coffee machine, solving common supply challenges, and finally, unlocking digital transformation.
Let's jump right into Section 1, the supply chain backbone. You know, SAP handles different types of materials uniquely, mostly because, well, you obviously shouldn't treat a highly expensive microchip the exact same way you treat a cheap plastic screw, right? So SAP uses this brilliant categorization strategy. First up, we have deterministic planning. Now, this is strictly reserved for your high-value A parts. It's highly precise, and it's driven directly by our actual customer orders and forecasts. Then we move to consumption-based planning. Think of this as your automated replenishment system for those low-value B and C parts, literally the nuts and bolts. It relies on historical consumption data instead of specific future orders. And finally, there's reorder point planning. This is an incredibly practical approach that gets triggered the second your stock levels fall below a predefined threshold. Simple, but effective.
Moving on to Section 2, 3 questions MRP answers. What do we actually need? If you really want to understand SAP MRP, you have to anchor your entire mindset right here. Before a single thing is bought or built, the system has to do a rigorous demand analysis to answer this very punchy foundational question.
The really crucial point here is that MRP is essentially the ultimate translator. It takes exactly what your customers want, which is represented by your sales orders and forecasts, and it translates all that raw demand into actionable supply proposals. And those proposals, they're what actually move your business forward. We're talking about planned orders for your production floor or purchase requisitions for your procurement team. It literally takes the want and turns it into the how.
SAP pulls off this translation by boiling everything down to 3 core questions, which are mapped to 3 specific system actions. Number 1, what do we need? SAP answers this through a BOM explosion. That basically means breaking down a finished product into all its raw components along with a solid demand analysis. Number 2, how much do we need? Here, SAP calculates the net requirements, actively factoring in what you might already have sitting around in your warehouse. And number 3, when do we need it? To figure this out, SAP uses backward scheduling based on lead times. So it actually looks at the final delivery date and works entirely backward, calculating the exact moment you need to start production or order parts so everything aligns perfectly on delivery day.
All right, let's get into Section 3, the 5 steps of planning.
Okay, so when an actual MRP run executes in the software, it follows this highly structured 5-step sequence. Step 1 is the BOM explosion and backward scheduling we just talked about, figuring out the parts in the timeline. Step 2 is the net requirements calculation. It double-checks your existing inventory to make absolutely sure you aren't needlessly ordering stuff that's already gathering dust in your warehouse. Step 3 is where lot sizing rules are applied. This is where SAP optimizes order quantities to minimize your costs because, maybe it makes way more sense to order in batches of 50 rather than exactly 43, right? Step 4 involves procurement type. This is a massive business choice. Does the system suggest we make this internally or buy it from an outside vendor? And finally, Step 5, scheduling. The system generates the precise, down-to-the-minute timelines for both the production floor and the procurement team.
Next up, Section 4. Building the coffee machine. I want you to imagine, just for a second, that you're managing supply for a manufacturer. And out of nowhere, boom, a massive customer order drops for 200 coffee machines. The delivery deadline is super tight. Without a solid system in place, this is the exact moment sheer panic sets in. But let's look at what actually happens when you have SAP S/4HANA running the show.
Almost instantly, MRP leaps into action to prevent any costly delays. To fulfill those 200 units, the software automatically breaks the machine down into perfectly timed parts and scheduled operations. It calculates the exact number of boiler units required. It automatically kicks off the procurement process for the specific heating coils you're going to need. It schedules the brazing operations on your factory floor so your workers know exactly what to do and when to do it. And it instantly orders portafilters from your external suppliers. It takes this huge, overwhelming task of a 200-unit order and just breaks it down into a beautiful symphony of automated, perfectly timed micro-actions.
Let's move to Section 5, Solving Common Supply Challenges. If you're managing a supply chain, let's compare your everyday reality to the kind of clarity SAP provides. Challenge 1, excess inventory. We all know it ties up capital and just clogs up warehouses. Well, the SAP solution is to optimize your lot sizing and reorder points, making sure you only hold exactly what you need. Challenge 2, stockouts. Literally nothing kills customer trust faster than just not having the product available. The solution here is the highly accurate demand forecasting provided by deterministic planning. And Challenge 3, complex BOM structures. Look, if a single product has hundreds of subcomponents, you're going to lose track easily. The solution is leveraging SAP Fiori apps. These give you beautiful, intuitive, real-time visibility into every single layer of your materials. It's a real game changer.
And our final section, Section 6, Unlocking Digital Transformation.
To truly unlock all this potential, organizations often partner with experts. For example, Rasta Infotech's consulting expertise brings 3 massive areas of value to an SAP implementation. I actually like to call them the 3 C's. First, clarity. They ensure transparent planning across every single BOM level, so you literally never have a blind spot. Second, context. They provide tailored SAP solutions specifically designed for your industry, whether you're in manufacturing, retail, or logistics. And third, conversion. They convert all these software mechanics into actual, tangible business results. We're talking reduced inventory costs, vastly improved delivery performance, and ultimately, much higher customer satisfaction.
The ultimate takeaway here is this. Mastering SAP MRP isn't just some IT exercise, and it definitely isn't just about keeping the warehouse tidy. When it's properly implemented and perfectly aligned with your broader strategic goals, you transform MRP from a mere technical process running in the background into a powerful, proactive driver of true enterprise growth.
So I'm going to leave you with a provocative thought to consider today. Take a hard look at your own systems right now. Is your current MRP just keeping its head above water? Or is it actually driving your business growth? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I really hope this provided some valuable clarity on exactly how SAP manages supply.